Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of the Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys checking today's video out. And guys, today we're going to address a common question that I get as far as on jigs and plastic worms. It's like, how do I catch fish on jigs? It's like people say a lot of times they can catch fish on plastic worms, but they can't catch fish on jigs. What's the difference? What do you need to do different? So we're going to get into that a little bit. I think you guys will get some good information out of that here. So real quick, guys, I just want to remind everybody out there about our fall Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns. We got it for sale. I'll put the Fish the Moment link in the description. We have breakdowns of all the lakes across the country. Gives you 40 good GPS waypoints to begin your search at. So check the link out in the description. I think you guys will really like it there. Okay guys, the common question I get is like, they say, Randy, you know, I can get bit, I can catch fish on plastic worms, but I don't know how to fish a jig. I have problems catching fish on a jig. Guys, here's what I would like everybody to realize about jigs versus plastic worms is there is no difference. If you can catch fish on a plastic worm, you can catch fish on a jig because it's the same thing. You fish it in the same places, you work it the same way, you set the hook the same way. Everything is the same with it, guys. There's no difference whatsoever. So I think a lot of it is a mental block a little bit there. Now, I think one of the biggest, things that keep people from that is a lot of people don't understand really how to rig their jigs up or how to use the right trailers on it, the right colors. If you go over to my channel, Intuitive Angling, there's a lot of videos on there about jig fishing that can give you guys some good information. The plastic worms are a little bit easier because most of the time you're dealing with like a green pumpkin worm or watermelon worm, a plum, June bug, something like that. And jigs, you have a lot of variables there. You got the jig profile, the jig colors, the trailer profiles, the trailer colors, the mix of the two, the weight of the jig, a lot of different variables there. But ultimately, it's like, here's the difference between a jig and a plastic worm. You're gonna get more bites on a plastic worm, but you're gonna get bigger fish on a jig. So if you start fishing a jig, you need to automatically start reducing your expectations as far as the number of bites you're gonna get, because you're gonna get bigger bites, but not as many. So let's say, for example, you were going fishing and you got 10 bites during the day on a plastic worm. If you went on to fish the jig, you might get 3 or 4 bites. So you have to lower your expectations. But the main thing, guys, is when you're fishing a jig or a plastic worm, experiment with how high you hop the bait off the water, because sometimes you're dragging a jig and a plastic worm, other times you're snapping it and popping it up, and the fish change day to day. So just experiment, try dragging it and just shaking a little bit, and then try hopping it maybe 2 inches off the bottom, then try hopping it 8 or 10 inches off the bottom, and eventually you'll get on to the action that they want on there. But main thing is don't get that mental block. Jigs and plastic worms, you work them the same in the same places, and you got to learn how to fish both of them because they're both great baits. So anyway, I hope it helps out. We'll see you guys.